Hello and welcome to today's event. Discover the power of Infor CloudSuite Distribution ERP. Why is Infor winning? I'm Action Associate Jason Nackstead. Today's presenter is Mr. Rob Dallas. But before we get into everything, just a couple of touch points. At the end of the webinar, you'll see a screen. You can contact Rob Dallas for any questions or set up a demo. Also, you'll see a screen. You can scan the QR code that's on it on your mobile device and see our one-stop shop solution for wholesale distributors like yourself. Register for upcoming webinars, see case studies, white papers, and view previous webinars, as well as customer success stories that we have on action.com to get all the info you need to make the choice to move to Infor CloudSuite Distribution. And a little bit about Rob. He's been with working with Infor distribution products for over 25 plus years. He's the Senior Distribution Solutions Consultant here at Action, and he has 12 plus years Solutions Consultant with SX CloudSuite Distribution Products. Rob, if you're all set, take it away, sir.
Great. Thank you, Jason. Can you hear me okay?
I can hear you fine.
Great. Welcome, everyone. Thank you for attending today's webinar. Just a little bit about the agenda. I have a few slides at the beginning, and then we're going to jump in and do a demo. And then we'll come back and talk about the action difference. And then I will leave a few minutes at the conclusion if we have any questions. So Infor is the author or manufacturer of CloudSuite Distribution, also known as CSD. They are currently the third largest ERP software provider in the world. And you can see on the left panel, their strong microvertical positions in each of the industries. 7 out of the top 10 HVAC, 9 out of the top 10 electrical distributors, 9 of the top 10 BMAT, and of course, 16 of the top 20 industrial distributors. Distributors are facing some unique challenges today. Customer expectations have changed. Right? Distributors are losing buying power through consolidation. We're competing with manufacturing. A lot of companies now consumers and retailers are buying direct and bypassing distributors. Operational excellence. Regional purchasing is shifting to centralized to negotiate lower prices through increased volume. So being able to hit those buying targets to get the better deals, maybe free freight, again, buying minimums, leveraging a DC, a distribution center. Data and inventory management. Longer and more complex supply chains can lead to increased lead times and disruption probability. We all know the issues we've had since the pandemic and then with the ongoing issues around the world. So supply chains are definitely delayed and inconsistent. Productivity and quality control. Reduced margins are increasing the need to remove waste and redundancy from the operation. So distributors today are really focusing on trying to run as lean as possible. So our industry observations, supplier and retailer consolidation, like I mentioned, right, which is, again, reducing margins. Lacking digital information to get to the next level of quality, operational productivity, and excess and expired inventory, right? Having that data and turning into useful information. Supply chain disruptions that we mentioned already. Hard to optimize inventory levels, ordering, transfer processing, and value-add services. And then competing with manufacturing. Again, with businesses and consumers buying direct. Distributors need to find a way to add value. That could be adding a service element. So not only are you a distributor, but what can we do as additional services to keep our customers coming back? So why Infor's CloudSuite Distribution? Real-time visibility. So you have real-time visibility into operations, providing an accurate view of inventory, sales, and financial data. Advanced analytics. So again, there's an optional advanced analytics tool that allows you to get in and analyze your data from various sources and gain valuable insights. Scalability. It's built from the ground up for multiple locations. I mentioned multiple DCs. So as your company continues to grow, so will your need for robust and scalable software. CSD is designed to accommodate the needs of larger distributors and can easily scale with your business. Improved customer satisfaction. Provide customers with a seamless and hassle-free experience. So CloudSuite distribution ensures accurate and timely order fulfillment, which of course leads to improved customer satisfaction and retention. Some of the key features, again, we talked about scalability, data-driven decisions, can't stress that enough. When I talk to distributors running older legacy systems, I really see a gap in what they're able to do as far as utilizing data and turning it into useful information. Right? They just don't have the tools. Customer-centric, again, keep customer pricing commitments. Being able to honor those contracts or pricing records for whether it be for a single customer, groups of customers, single product, group of products, and any combination of the two. Rebates, whether they be vendor rebates, customer rebates. CSD is very good at managing that for you automatically. Cloud Advantage is a biggie, right? Now we don't have to invest in infrastructure, hardware. You don't have to worry about security. It's on AWS. Again, best of breed security on Amazon Web Services. You're always staying current because it's a true multi-tenant SaaS product, just like Office 365. So you're always going to be on the latest version, eliminates the need to upgrade. Integration capabilities. So due to Ion, which comes included, which is CSD's middleware, you're able to have seamless integrations with other applications via real-time APIs, bots, etc. So there really isn't a limitation to what we can connect to as long as what we're connecting to is a next-gen product and has that technology as well. Excuse me. So Infor CloudSuite distribution can revolutionize your distribution operations. So industry-specific capabilities. So 90% of industry-specific capabilities are built in and configurable. Again, prepackaged workflows, content, integrations, analytics for best practices for those industries. I mentioned the continued cloud upgrades. Right? And due to the deep functionality out of the box, it's reduced the need to do, we don't call them modifications anymore because, again, you're getting those updates monthly. They're called extensions. So they come forward. But even those are reduced. The need for those is reduced because of the core functionality that comes out of the box. Cloud technology ecosystem, I mentioned, eliminating the infrastructure, being able to leverage new technology such as workflows, contextual BI, extensibility, Internet of Things, and of course, AI. Let's see. Agile deployment, and we have implementation accelerators to help. So whether it be training that we're doing through implementation or recorded and self-trained videos that you can do on your own time and own pace as well. Okay, with that, I am now going to share my screen and switch over to my CloudSuite distribution. Toggle over to my Edge browser. All right, Jason, you should be seeing this. If not, please holler. But where I am now is, and again, you can see I'm on a MacBook Pro. If you're familiar with Apple products, running an Edge browser really doesn't matter what device you're on and what browser, as long as you have one of the most current versions. When a user connects to CloudSuite distribution, one of the options is to have them land on what's called a home page. And it comes out of the box with multiple templates to configure these, or you can build your own with the tools that they supply and the different widgets that are available. But this is a customer service homepage. And the idea here being is we can publish information out to a user based on their role and responsibilities versus relying on them to run a report or to go look at an inquiry. So here, again, just an example of what you could publish. Analytics may be important to that role. We have some widgets that are actually interactive. So they're talking real time behind the scenes to the ERP, right from your homepage. For example, customer lookup. I can type in something what I'm trying to find, select my customer, maybe even do a product lookup while I'm here. So I could quickly then pull up a product. Maybe I want to view the details and see this customer's today price for that item. And maybe I want to open up another window to see maybe inventory stocking levels and availability for those items. Some examples of additional information that you could provide to, again, this customer service rep role. Invoice information, again, the ability to look and search for those, as well as hyperlinks to drill down into the detail. So whenever you see blue underline, Again, just like you're used to navigating in your personal lives in the internet, you can drill down to gain additional information. I see open orders and what stage are they in. Again, the ability to search through those as well, customer period balance, quotes I may want to look at and process, any alerts that are, again, important to my role. What am I supposed to be monitoring, or what do I need to be made aware of? I always want my inbox available to see my open events or alerts, and then the ability to start workflows manually. I mentioned earlier that most workflows you trigger off automatically based on a business event. But maybe there are some, like a customer follow-up or a freight claim, that you want to trigger manually. And then, of course, I could do a workflow viewer if I have security to see where it is in a workflow, to see if someone's resolved it or who it's hung up on, who hasn't resolved their responsibility. I'm going to go up to the navigation menu and jump into my CloudSuite distribution application. So this is the distribution ERP that you're used to working with. We'll call the other where we were here in this homepage. And again, I toggle between them. It's just a different tab in my workspace. Because again, throughout the day, as a customer service rep, you're constantly going to be going back to your homepage to interact, to look for new things. Again, all that other information is available here, which I'll show you, but it's just another workspace that you can work within. So let's do a scenario that customer calls and they want a quote or check availability. They want to know the status of an order or an open quote, and they want to place a new order. Well, I could go to the menu and drill down into those functions, as you would assume. Okay. What's nice about the menu structure is a user only sees the functions you've granted them security to access. But I can also come up here and do an access code. And you start to memorize the acronyms involved with the system, as you can imagine. But you can also just type in what you're trying to do. So if I was trying to set up pricing, I could enter in PDSP, but I could type in the word pricing and see the different functions that contain those characters. And this first one is the customer pricing inquiry we want to look at. Now, before I do a customer lookup, notice what happens when I click on the field. It shows me the customers I've recently been working with. So every field you click on within the system is going to show you what are called MRUs, most recently used. And those seconds add up exponentially across the business. Now, how many people are jotting down order numbers or part numbers, right, on yellow scratch pads or sticky notes? If I haven't been working with it, right, I could just do a lookup. Maybe I know part of their number. Maybe I know, obviously, part of their name. And the more characters or words I give it, it narrows down my search results. Maybe I know their address or zip code, or maybe I know part of their phone number. And as I start entering digits, it narrows down my search results. Okay? Same with product lookup. Let's say we're looking for a grill. I get a lot of hits. So let's say I want to filter down to my built-in grills. Well, now at the top of this search or the list results, you see items that contain both of the words that I've entered, similar to what you're used to getting when you do a Google search. And then below, I have items that contain either of the two words I entered. Notice I also get to see product availability right here before I select an item. But let's say in our scenario there you have 80 different built-in grills. You can launch this more advanced lookup. This opens up a window with some product images, short description, product availability, but also a 256 character extended description, all of which is part of your lookups and your searches. And that's wherever you see a field for product in this example. And it uses the same lookups and searches. You just start typing. So let's go ahead and select an item. And notice here what we're provided with. I have available quantity, the list price of this item, this customer's today price, again, going through all of our contracts or pricing records. And notice this field has been changed to green. So by user, and you have to have security to do this, of course, but you can personalize the user experience. Again, it can be by individual. You can make it role-based because you want all your customer service reps to have similar screens, or company-wide. So you really can move fields around, relabel fields, hide fields, change color of fields. And how can you make the screens the most efficient for that type or specific user? I could do some different quantity breaks to see what the prices may be, maybe different units of measure. Maybe I want to jump into a worksheet, do some what if type pricing scenarios, right? Different cost plus models, different maybe different margin percent. And if you have security to do so, you might want to create a pricing record right here on the fly within this inquiry. Because as part of this negotiation, you've decided to honor that arrangement for the next 30 or 60 days. Okay? So let's say we've given our customer the information that they requested, and now they have a question about an open order or open quote. So again, I'm just going to use an access code here. And in this case, I'm going to type in order inquiry. And now I can go into OEIO. Again, I could have gone through a menu or used a bookmark. But now here within, and notice again, it's just opening up different tabs within the ERP itself. So really two different areas of tabs, one for the high level of the ecosystem for your workspaces, but then within CSD itself, you can be in as many functions as you want, multiple orders at the same time. It doesn't matter. There's no limitations. So here I can enter in the order I'm looking for, or maybe it is one of my recently visited, but all the inquiries have this advanced search. And the first thing you'll notice here is that my default search only has 7 fields enabled. One of Infor's philosophies is to keep screens simple and clean. We want them to look, we don't want them clunky or cumbersome, which make it seem complicated. But maybe in certain situations, I need to turn on additional fields to find the document I'm looking for. It could be a date range that it was entered or invoiced. Maybe I want to look at by product, right? Find open orders or past orders or quotes for a specific product. Maybe by reference field, maybe by transaction types. Okay? And notice again, because the underlying technology of the user interface is just redesigning my user experience, the screen layout. As a user, you could have personal save searches, or you could create system save searches as well. But maybe as a sales rep, I want quick access to my open orders or open quotes, or maybe to a specific job or ship to. I'm going to look for characters that are part of a customer PO. And notice I get multiple hits here, but again, notice the blue hyperlink, the customer column here. So I can click on that hyperlink and it takes me right into the customer inquiry for that account. So again, wherever you see the blue hyperlinks gives you the ability to drill down, or if you want to think about it, you're drilling across to another function. Okay. I'm going to go ahead and drill down into this third one here. Now I see some general information related to this order, maybe some analytics related to margin, maybe the type of lines that are on the order. I see the stage that this order is in as it processes through the system. But notice on this sub-tab here for line detail, I can navigate over to the body of the order. Now, again, the first thing that'll jump out at you is the hyperlinks. So again, if I wanted to see detail on this specific item, I could click on it, take me right into item inquiry for that item. Again, lots of information. This is more of a 360 view of the item. Everything related to sales processing. It could be warehouse totals, usage information, availability, etc. So again, just remember, any hyperlink you see is just one click away from additional information. So these grids or list views have some nice functionality built into them. Of course, you can sort by any column by clicking on it. You can rearrange the columns in any way you desire, because most of the list views have a ton of information available to you. And again, through personalization, you could hide any of these columns you don't want. Maybe cost is important to you if you have security to see it. So you might want to pull that over next to the price column. So again, how can the screen be tailored to each user to be most efficient at their job or their role? All of the grids can be exported to Excel. They come in nicely formatted with filtering already established. Or right here within the ERP, you can actually enable filtering. So maybe let's say you're looking at this 80-line order, and very quickly I need to look at or look for tab extensions. So in that case, I could go to my description column. And again, I can filter out that it contains, begins with, doesn't contain, etc. But let's search for our tab extensions. So again, I have the same filtering that you may be used to using in a data tool or a reporting tool. And that's on any column within any grid. So again, maybe I want to filter by product category or by manufacturer, or see my non-stock items on this order. All of those will be possible. Let's say with talking to the customer here that they realize they didn't give us the PO, or we don't have a copy of it. So they email it to us. And what I want to show you is, notice this panel over here that I haven't referenced yet. This is what's called the Smart Panel. And it provides some nice additional functionality, again, right at your fingertips. Maybe you want to go in and jump into the help system. And this can offer smart help of what you're trying to work with. So it's dynamic and it's changing based on where you are. You can also have your own personalized content as well. It could be specific to your organization. I could also go in and look at the web parts. Now, I have my inbox always at the top because, again, it's important for me to stay on top of my alerts or tasks. But notice the additional web parts I have. And one is for the doc management. So integrated doc management comes included, fully integrated, so you can attach any digital documents to any entity, a sales order, a purchase order, a product, customer, a vendor. So in this case, say they emailed that customer PO, I'm going to grab that document, drag and drop it over into the web part, and now the system's asking, okay, what are we associating it to? The item we're working with, the customer, or no, in this case, the sales order. And what is it? It's a customer PO. So once I upload that, now whenever anyone is either in manipulating or looking at this order, they'd have access to those digital documents. Okay. And again, I may want to quickly email it as well from right here. So you can leave this open. Commonly, it's collapsed to gain additional real estate, but you can also expand it and put it on a secondary monitor if you have one of those environments. So now let's say we've given them the historical information about this order. They're ready to place a new order. So I'm going to go into OET, order entry. And commonly here, you're going to either enter a new order, edit or maintain an existing order, delete or cancel an order. We also have a nice copy function. Sounds simple, but it is very powerful. You could take an old order and copy it to a new order. And obviously there's a flag that says reprice it with current pricing. You could take an old customer's order and copy it to a different customer or a different ship to or job, or you could have template orders out there that you want to copy to new orders. Okay. Again, the system remembers who we were working with, so I can select Northern Supply. And now when I get into my order here, notice the orientation is left to right. So my header or banner is over here on the left. Let's say I started an order and they actually want to quote. I could simply just change the order type. I don't need to delete it, re-enter it. Again, I could edit my ship to address, see my header totals, product selections done here in the middle, and my shopping cart or footers over here on the right. There are multiple ways to find products in CloudSuite distribution. You set your default preference. So every time I go into order entry, this is what it looks like. This is called easy entry. And I prefer it because, let me do a lookup here. To me, it resembles what we're used to doing in our personal lives. Let's say if you get on Amazon, right, do your Christmas shopping, you type in something related to an item and you're going to get a list. You're going to get product images, short descriptions. You're going to see availability. You see this customer's today price going through all your contracts and pricing records. But what I also like about this is maybe you get multiple hits. This customer's interested in buying multiple LED lights from us. Well, I can go in and simply set the quantity for multiple items that they're interested in. And with one singular action, add all of those items to my shopping cart. And if we were finished, if that's all they wanted, I could quickly hit finish and get out of the order. So it really is built for speed. I could process an order in 3 or 4 seconds. But let's say in our scenario, no, they want to do some additional processing. They want to buy something that they bought a few months ago, or let's say even a couple of years ago. So I'm going to go up under line entry and toggle to another entry method called shopping. And one of the ways I can shop is based off a past sales list. So for any time period, this is going to produce what's called a simple list. It's going to show each item once that they've purchased within that time frame. And I see quantity, current quantity available, today's price, again, their price going through their contracts. Quantity recommended is the last quantity they purchased from you, last date of purchase, last price, additional, a ton of additional information, cost, margin information. And again, you could rearrange this grid if that's more important to you. You can pull it over so you don't have to scroll to see it, right? You want it right on the first screen that you see. You can search through this list. I could filter as we talked about, but what makes this list unique is it's actually an order pad. So as I find the items that customers interested in, I can use my mouse or I can use my carriage return and my arrow keys and go down and set the quantity for multiple items. And then again, with one singular action, I can add all of those lines to my order. Okay? You may want to look at promotional items, dead stock you're pushing, maybe models that are being replaced. And we're really good at managing those with what's called a supersede item. Can you have custom lists that you may want to browse from? Another entry interface or experience, if you will, is advanced. And this will resemble what you're used to seeing in other systems. I could enter in a stock, non-stock, special order. So if I just start typing an item I'm interested in, right, I could enter in the SKU or anything related to it, like I showed you before. I can add this item. And as soon as I do, well, this item has been set up to have options or accessories. So automatically I can come up, and now as a customer service rep, I know to offer, customer, do you need any rollers, hardware, or belting? Again, that's as simple as selecting, setting the quantity. Maybe I'll select this item as well. And maybe on this item, we'll just leave it as one. So now when you hit submit, all three of those items are added to the order. What happens if we don't have product available? Well, then we have a few different options here. First, the system's going to display what we have in other warehouses. I can also then see on this cross-reference view, maybe substitutes or alternate products that we have, because this could be the same SKU, just a different manufacturer. And if I were to select it, it would get added to the order. Or if the user has security, you may allow them to source it right here on the fly in sales order entry. And that could be from another warehouse. And in this case, if I select the remote warehouse, a transfer order is immediately created and tied to this sales order. And maybe I want to make this line a direct ship. Or maybe I want to source it with a purchase order. Again, my preferred default vendor comes up. I could leave it as a direct ship or have it come to my warehouse. Again, if I hit submit, a PO is immediately created and tied to this order. But in most cases, you're not going to let every user, especially sales reps, enter POs throughout the day. And I'm sure you can guess why. So in most cases, we're just going to let it be back ordered. And notice it's diagnostic, but there's nothing else the user has to do. That demand automatically flows downhill to your buyer in what's called the buyer's demand center. And in that work center, they're provided with both proactive demand for stocking levels and reactive demand for special orders or back orders. I could toggle over and look at the taxes and totals of this order. Again, I could manually manage my jurisdictions or interface to Avalara, fully integrated and automated. Or maybe I want to collect payment on this order. And maybe it's a deposit, and that deposit stays with this order. It doesn't go to AR, so it's automatically applied once this order is invoiced. And maybe they want to pay some by check and some by credit card. That's fine. A fully integrated credit card system meets all the latest federal PCI requirements, so it's tokenized. Or in our example, I could just hit finish, and it's going to go through all your rules, obviously for credit limit, but another rule could be to check margin tolerances because you let this user manipulate pricing. Okay, so that was a quick scenario. We did a few different things. We looked up availability and pricing in the customer pricing inquiry we were in. We looked at the status of an order, and we added a document through doc management system, and then we processed a new sales order for that customer. Okay, so that was a quick look, again, for this short webinar at CSD. Let me know, I have a few slides here in conclusion. Mainly, I want to stress that Infor is distribution focused. This is their flagship distribution product going forward. It's where they're investing in functionality, but not only in distribution functionality, but also how can they leverage new technology, right? And always stay on top of being innovative and modern. They want people to be able to work the way they live. We all use technology throughout our personal lives. So again, how can we make their business lives more efficient and easier? A little bit about us, who we are. Action Associates, we have over 220 employees across the country, servicing over 6,500 customers. We're a national ERP software reseller and IT infrastructure provider. We have 2 company-owned redundant data centers, our top 20 VAR in North America, and we recently were awarded the 2023 Top Workplace Award. And over on the right, you can see some other recognitions that we've recently earned as well. What makes Action unique? We are Infor's largest North American partner. We partner with leading technology providers like Infor to transform business operations for our Action customers. We deliver high-value consultative services addressing business process improvement, including industry best practices and innovative technology solutions. So we're going to sit down with you and review your processes and your workflows and collaborate and come up with industry best practices for your business. For ERP implementations, our proprietary lean implementation process ensures a successful go live. And what does that mean? Right? Change is hard. So we want to make it as easy as possible. We want it to be on time and on budget. Okay, Jason, I think I left a few minutes for any questions. Did we have anything come up?
Well, Rob, I think for right now, you have officially answered everyone's possible questions they could have. So let's move on. And right here on this screen, you'll see a QR code. You can go ahead and scan on your mobile phone. That'll take you to our wholesale distribution all-in-one, one-stop solution landing page. There you can register for upcoming events. You can view and read white papers, case studies, and view previous webinars and customer success stories from happy action customers to hopefully help you make the right decision moving forward for your business. It's all from distributors that are just like you, and they made the choice to move on to Infor CloudSuite distribution. Once again, I'm Jason Nackstead. This has been Rob Dallas. And for any other questions you may have, you can get a hold of Rob Dallas himself at rdallas@action.com. Set up a demo, answer any more questions. He can take care of all of your needs. Once again, thank you everyone for taking time out of your day to join us at this event. Thank you, Rob, for helping us out today. And everyone, have a great day, and we'll see you next time. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Take care.